All right, we are here with South Carolina head coach Boo Major. The Gamecocks are back to Texas for the second time in 2 weeks. South Carolina will take on Baylor on Friday and SMU on Saturday. Coach, as you return to Lone Star State for the second time in 2 weeks, talk about how a short week of practice has gone for you so far.
Well, it's been a short week. I think it's been a very productive week, but one of the things that we can't seem to get away from is the rain. We've just had bad weather since we've been back, and we're continuing to have bad weather this week. We've been pretty lucky over the last couple of days that it hadn't been raining too hard to make us have trouble with practice, but we did have a little trouble on Monday where we had to shorten our hours because it was just a deluge out here. So, you know, we're moving along. We're doing as well as we can. It's very difficult to get ready for 2 meets in a row. You have to memorize 2 patterns, 2 courses. You have multiple events that we have to get ready for, and so we've got our work cut out for us, but I've been pretty happy with how practice has gone.
When you look at 2 opponents in Baylor and SMU, Baylor defending Big 12 champion, SMU runner-up in the United Conference last season, obviously 2 very tough opponents. They'll be good at home. What do you know about both of those teams so far this season?
Well, Baylor certainly has a very good record right now. They're doing quite well. They are going to be difficult. They've always been known to be difficult at home. I think it's always hard to get a road win. But at the same time, I think that, we're just going to go in there and give it our best shot when we get in there. I think the girls are practicing well. I think we're working on trying to correct a few of the issues that we had last weekend at Texas A&M and see if we can get firing on all cylinders this go-round. I think as far as SMU is concerned, it has been a long time since we've been to SMU. I think they're actually at a different facility than they were the last time they went. Our former assistant coach, Carol Gwynn, is the head coach there now. So I do think that we've got some that we know Carol very well, but we absolutely don't know anything about the facility at SMU. We're familiar with some of the horses that they have because they were at Nationals, but that's going to be a new, interesting, and really fun opportunity for us to go into SMU and see what they have to offer.
When you went back and looked at the tape from the Texas A&M meet, what, if anything, were you able to take away positive or negative from that?
Not a lot of positive, I will say that. I certainly think that at A&M, I really feel like we made a lot of mistakes. We made mistakes in every event. I think obviously from the scores that you see that from that event and the losses that we incurred, I had a little bit of a different feeling about this meet than I did at Auburn. I felt like we rode pretty well and the chips just didn't fall in the right place. This one, I really felt like that Texas A&M was definitely the better team that day. Could we have had the opportunity to beat them? Absolutely, but not on that day. They were playing well. They were well coached, and so I think for us, we're definitely trying to continue to get better. Our horsemanship team continues to lead our group. They've been very strong, but a 2-2 tie at Texas A&M is not strong enough. So we're just going back to the drawing board a little bit and just trying to see if we can eliminate mistakes and gain a little bit of confidence where we seem to be lacking.
When you look at your lineup and you look at some of your juniors and seniors who have competed all throughout their years here on your roster, what is it that you need to maybe see a little bit more out of them going forward right now?
Well, I think we need to concentrate a little more. I think that one of the things that we noticed that when we were at A&M is everybody got a little jokey and, a little talkative and things like that towards the end of the meet when we were seeing that the outcome was not going to be how we wanted it to be. And I think you've really got to stay concentrating on each individual ride, and whether win or lose, you're still in there, you're still competing, and you're still trying to make things happen. And it's not really fair to the people that are riding at the end. If everybody's really, jovial or mad or whatever, that those people that are going at the end don't get the same ride that they would have gotten had they been first. So I think looking for a little bit more help from our seniors, a a little bit more direction from them to guide the younger folks to where we're a little bit more serious about what we're doing. I think that that's one thing that, yes, we're serious, but are we serious enough? I'm not so sure. So I think we're going to work on concentrating a little harder, looking for our seniors to lead us in that, to make sure that they're helping with all angles of the competition and that they're helping with these young ones that are going in.
You mentioned the young ones, this competing on the road, kind of a foreign experience for them on different horses, at least at this level. What are some things that you as coaches and your veteran riders can do for them during the stretch? Because you're now in a stretch where 7 of your next 10 meets are on the road. So what are some things that maybe you guys will do a little differently to coach up some of your newcomers?
Well, I think we just, mileage is one of the big things that those folks have to get, those younger ones have to get. I think not getting worried when they see a horse warming up, that they're and not getting overconfident that the horse is going to be an easy ride. I think that paying attention to what the horse is doing, paying attention to the home team that might have that horse before you. I think that they, again, it kind of goes back to our juniors and seniors, that they need to show these young ones that this is what you need to do when a competition is going on. You're not back here talking to your buddies. You're at the arena. You're watching everything. You're watching the horse that you're riding. You're watching your teammates. Again, I think it comes down to just handling this a little more seriously and making sure that we're looking out for each other and continuing to look out for each other until the very end of the meet.
All right, well, Coach, we appreciate you joining us today. Good luck in Texas. We'll check back with you next week.
Thanks, Corey.